Hi, Taehyung Lovers. Welcome back to the Taehyung Lovers channel all around the world. And this time, don't you dare skip the first 3 seconds. Because this is not just a K-pop idol's return. This is not just an ordinary airport moment. This is 3 seconds that made the world stop, and without realizing it, shattered the way we see Kim Taehyung forever. March 2026, no music, no dramatic effects. Just silence. And that is exactly where everything feels louder than any sound. One step, one glance, one wave of the hand. And somehow, the world instantly changed. Why does this simple moment feel like a Hollywood movie scene? Why is there no chaos? Yet that calm aura makes the public uneasy. And most surprisingly, is this truly sincerity or something we have never realized before about Taehyung? In this video, we will uncover a side that is rarely discussed. Not about the stage, not about visuals, but about the quietest moment that shook the K-pop world the most. What we will discuss today. Shocking fact behind the most viral 3 seconds of March 2026. Why the airport, usually chaotic, turned into a sea of silence. Taehyung's small gestures that made the public question reality. The long journey from New York City to Korea that he never used as an excuse. The mysterious applause moment that left fans wondering. The symbol of headphones, an escape or a way to control the world. And one big question, has the world lost the meaning of sincerity? So make sure you watch until the end, because by the end of this video, you may never see Kim Taehyung the same way again. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Make this video go viral, so the world never forgets what kindness from Kim Taehyung looks like. March 2026. There is no music, only hysterical cheers calling the name Kim Taehyung. No excessive dramatization, only silence. And that is exactly where the world feels like it slowly collapses within the first 3 unusual seconds. March 2026. Even dawn had not fully opened its eyes when a figure stepped out of the arrival corridor, cutting to the cold air with a calmness that felt almost cinematic. Kim Taehyung did not just walk. He appeared like the opening scene of a grand film, calm, measured, and full of gravity, with a loose gray hoodie, large headphones hugging his ears, and a white mask covering half his face. What remained was a sharp, alive gaze that somehow felt warm, a contrast that could only belong to someone accustomed to the world's spotlight, yet still able to preserve a quiet space within himself. In the final seconds before entering the car, he paused for a moment, bowed, then waved one by one until there was truly no one left to greet. Not rushed, not half-hearted, and clearly not just a formality. That is where the real strength lies. Not in the way he walks like a Hollywood lead actor, but in the sincerity he maintains even after a long, exhausting journey. This moment quietly shook public perception, because in an era where many public figures move quickly and seem distant, such a simple gesture feels almost unreal. The question inevitably arises, is this truly sincere, or has the world drifted too far from authenticity? From another, more honest perspective, this journey was not just a change of cities. From New York City to South Korea, time stretched mercilessly. In the brief story he shared, there was a hint of real exhaustion. Sleep, wake up, and still 9.5 hours of flight remaining. That simple sentence carried a heavy weight. About a body constantly pushed to move, a mind that never truly rests, and global expectations that never wait. Yet what left the public in silence was not the exhaustion itself, but how he never used it as an excuse to reduce his sincerity. At 5 a.m. Korean time, when most of the city was still asleep, an unusual sight formed outside the airport. A sea of fans stood in silence, orderly, without the pushing or chaos usually attached to the return of BTS members. The neat lines felt like a rare form of quiet respect in the modern entertainment world. In that atmosphere, Taehyung walked to the very front, not just physically, but as a symbol that leadership does not always have to come with loudness. Sometimes, a calm presence has a stronger pull, making others follow without being asked. There was one small moment that was almost unheard, yet carried deep meaning. A light applause from himself. It was unclear whether it was for the fans, for himself, or for the moment itself. Yet, that very ambiguity made it feel real. The best meanings are often not explained, but felt. Then, in the middle of the crowd closing in, he put on his headphones. At first glance, it seemed simple, but for those who looked deeper, it was a symbol that amidst the noise of the world, he still chose to maintain his own rhythm. He did not distance himself from the world. He controlled how he interacted with it. The return of BTS from New York City that morning was not just a journey completed safely. There was something greater left in the air, a story about endurance, about the invisible connection between idol and fans, and about how sincerity can still survive under global pressure. Kim Taehyung, without loud sounds or excessive actions, once again proved that being great never means losing the warmth of being human. And perhaps this is exactly where the public feels uneasy, because in a fast and cold world, this kind of warmth feels both unfamiliar and deeply missed. The question now is no longer about him, but about us. Are we still capable of appreciating sincerity like this, or have we become too accustomed to living in a world that has lost its meaning? And at this point, everything feels even quieter. Not because there is no sound, but because the world seems forced to rethink itself by one figure, Kim Taehyung. March 2026 proves that without music, without a stage, without dramatization, one simple gesture can shake millions of emotions and leave questions that remain unanswered until now. So now we leave it to you. Is this truly rare sincerity, or is the world already too far gone from its meaning? Write your thoughts in the comment section, because on this channel, your voice is part of the big story we are uncovering together. Thank you for watching until the end. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoy content like this. If you don't, feel free to skip, because Taehyung Lovers never forces anyone. But one thing is certain, this story is not over yet. Stay tuned for the latest updates only on Taehyung Lovers. Keep following every detail about Kim Taehyung, because what seems small today could become something that shakes the world tomorrow. Thank you, and see you again. Stay safe, and be ready, because maybe the next 3 seconds will once again change everything.